Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chengetaivictoria, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Today I'll be talking to you about things that you need to know before you buy your first house, whether it's an old house or a new build. I've got the tips for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and let me know what you want to see from me next. So to begin with, you want to save more than the deposit that you actually need. I feel like I said deposit weird there. Deposit. You want to save more than the deposit that you actually need. So by this, obviously seems obvious, like I've talked about fees before on this channel. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But you need to save for the fees, and then also you want to make sure you have money for furniture, because most likely you're going to walk into a completely empty house and have nowhere to sleep, nowhere to even put your feet up. So you want to make sure you have some coins on the side so you can start to furnish your house, decorate, or even for you to get lunch after you bought your house, or a bottle of champagne or sparkling water if that's what you fancy. So make sure to save a little bit more than you actually need, because I didn't know that, and the deposit went, my bank account was empty, and that was that. Like, all my savings, all that money gone, savings account empty. I don't want that for you, so do better than I did. Number two, once you're going through the buying process, it may take a while, and during this time you may be tempted, I don't know, to buy a new car, get a loan to buy a new car or something like that. You don't want to buy things on credit or make big purchases whilst you're still in the buying process, because you're still being watched. They still want to see that you're good with money during this time. So hold off until you close and then go spend your money how you want to spend it. And that leads me on to the next point, which is things may be delayed. They may take longer than you expect, and it's completely frustrating. And if you bought your house in a time like me, or if you're buying a house in a time like I did or we did, which was during the Christmas period, it took forever. But this is common. You may have to keep chasing your solicitors. They work for you, so yeah, keep in contact with them. Or if you're buying a new build, you may have to keep chasing your developers. Yeah, delays are very common with buying a house. Next, I want to say, this is from personal experience, so you know I'm telling you the absolute truth. When you get your house, you've got your keys, let the local council know. Register for, like, in your local council so that you can pay council tax. Make sure that's set up. I did not do this. I feel like we need a moment of silence, because council tax is the devil. The absolute devil. So I didn't do this, and in our defense, we were still in hospital with my son, and we didn't so we bought the house in March. We didn't actually move in until May, and we moved in May, and then obviously we're still getting used to having a baby boy in the house. Things were kind of hectic, we're still moving in and everything. So I didn't actually sign up or, you know, register for council tax until like summer, and then this bill comes and it's the backlog. It was hefty, and yeah, we're still trying to catch up, and the bill that's coming in was like 350 something pounds, Great British pounds a month for council tax. I mean, okay, maybe I'm spoiled because I'd not really ever paid council tax before, so I don't really know what that's about. And maybe that's cheap for some people, but that's a lot of money, £350. Yeah, so stay on top of your council tax, because that's ridiculous. Okay, so moving on to like more specific things I wish I knew about new builds. One, research your developers. Make sure you research your developers. We did not research our developers. Okay, I'll speak for myself. I did not research our developers. I don't know if my husband did, but I did not. I do not know anything about them, and I wish I did, because now, knowing what I know now, we may not have even stepped foot on this plot. We may not have even come to visit the property had I researched the developers. yeah, make sure they've got a good reputation. Make sure they maybe even go and visit one of their other developments. I don't know if you can knock on people's doors and ask them about the developers, but maybe speak to, like, if it's a plot that's already like partially built, maybe speak to the people who've already bought houses and are living here and ask them about their buying process, ask them about how the process was with the developers, how the developers have been with fixing things. Ask questions, research the developers, yeah, before anything, because these developers, I don't think they're people person. They don't care about the people. They want their money. They got their, what was it, £350,000 from us only. God knows how much more they got from everyone else. They got their money and they're like, yeah. I think that will have to be a story time for another day, because I can't fit all of that information into this video, and this is not what it's about. I wouldn't say buying a new build is all bad at all, because like I said previously, I have lived in new builds all my life, and my parents' home, no issues with that, to my knowledge. And to be fair, we've not actually had issues per se with the house. Still talking about developers, the developers are not your friends. They're not doing you a favor. They're not doing something for free, so don't be shy to ask them, hey, can you fix this? Hi, can you add this? Because they're not doing you a favor. You can ask for what you need. My husband's very good at this. He will continue to call them and say, hey, you need to come do this. I, however, I'm like, hi, sorry to bother you. Yeah, I'm not going to bother you for long. That's more my vibe. I need to stop doing that, because yeah, they're not doing me a favor and we need things done. Next, you want to get things down in writing. So if the developers have said, I don't know, we're going to add a wine rack for you, then yeah, get it in writing. Obviously that's such a rubbish example, but you know what I mean. Like, get things in writing that are important to you, that you need them to do. Next, you want to get, this is for all houses that you may be interested in buying, get a feel of the neighborhood. If you come during the day when you visit the property, maybe come back at night, just see what the actual neighborhood itself is like. One, if you have kids, it will be handy to have schools nearby, and plus later on when you do want to resell, it could be very useful to the person you're selling to have schools nearby, to be near hospitals, stuff like that, or train station. These are all really important things, so make sure to check out the local amenities nearby. Next, you want to check the planning permissions for the area or the development that you're buying, because you could later on find out that they're going to build like literally thousands of houses, which would mean that maybe the view of your back garden that you had before is just going to be a view of other houses. So we actually have this, so I'm looking outside because we have like a massive field at the back of our house, and at the moment they're not allowed to build anything on there. They may do in the future, but to be honest, this isn't our forever home. At the moment, it's just like a massive field, which is nice. We're not looking at another house. No other house is looking into our garden or into our house. You don't want any surprises. Next, you want to shop around at different developers. I think at the moment, a lot of like new build houses are kind of similar, but I guess you kind of need to decide what kind of floor plan suits your lifestyle or suits what you want. Maybe you want like more of an open plan kitchen and like dining room, and you want like the island, all of that. Yeah, you kind of need to check out all the different developers and see what they're offering. They kind of offer the same things, just different, like, you know, presentation, I guess. So you need to shop around and decide what it is you want to look at if you're only looking at new builds. We looked at both like old homes and new homes. And then for new builds, be warned, you may, I'll say may just because I'm not sure if it's like all new build houses, you may have to pay management fees, and these are fees that you pay yearly, just for like the upkeep of the development or like the estate that you live in. So yeah, we haven't started paying ours, but that will have to be in another video, because as a collective, all the houses in this area, we've decided we're not going to pay those fees until the developers come back. But that's a story for another day. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.